Has grown so much, and it's just been amazing to watch. When you put it on television, the numbers don't lie, and visibility matters. Being able to have slots on ABC and ESPN, I know.
What exactly is it that the league will do knowing that she's out for the next 2 weeks?
My job was to leave the game better than I came into it. You think Cheryl Miller is resentful for me that I had a league to play in? No, she's being the mentor that she is, and she's supporting and loving and sitting courtside cheering on Juju Watkins. And I'm doing the same for Caitlin Clark and all the women in the WNBA.
Candace Parker, the legendary 3-time WNBA champion and undeniable basketball queen, recently delivered a fiery critique of Commissioner Cathy Engelbert that was more a thunderous declaration than mere commentary. Subtlety took a back seat. This was an aggressive outpouring of truth, annoyance, and intensity. Parker didn't sidestep the topic. She directly challenged Engelbert's management of the league, leaving spectators wide-eyed and officials uneasy. It was far from a gentle suggestion. It was a direct verbal sprint, highlighting what many have been quietly pondering for ages. Frankly, it lacked any semblance of competition. Parker articulated what was long overdue.
Candace Parker ended up dropping some big facts on First Take, man, talking about resentment on younger players from older players and retired players. She had a great time.
Stephen A. Smith, known for tackling hard-hitting topics, engaged in a candid conversation with Candace Parker on ESPN's First Take, diving directly into the pressing issue at hand. He addressed the underlying tension in the WNBA regarding the rising prominence of Caitlin Clark. Are seasoned players feeling eclipsed? Is the attention on Clark intensifying too quickly? Smith posed the questions that have been on everyone's minds but rarely voiced. With Candace Parker opposite him, the discussion became a powerful blend of insight, truthfulness, and a necessary dialogue about the dynamics evolving in this exciting new chapter of women's basketball.
Look at the WNBA, whether we've speculated about resentment or whatever it is. Ultimately, it comes down to the fact that there were an abundance of women in the WNBA doing tremendous work on behalf of the WNBA and the game of basketball, and you just sense that folks were feeling an absence of appreciation for what they had done and what their collective contribution was to bring the WNBA to where it is now and where it evidently is going. Can you speak to that collective frustration that some may have been feeling, and whether or not you think it's something that's being overcome as you all thrive and move forward and continue to promote and up?
And then, the scene shifted into a truly powerful moment. While Cathy Engelbert has been struggling with her PR strategy, offering tepid responses and missing the chance to highlight the league's brightest new star, Candace Parker stepped up with a commanding display of leadership, grace, and ruthless honesty. Parker didn't hold back. She delivered exactly what was needed. Rather than just defending Caitlin Clark's influence, she elevated it, reminding everyone that authentic growth in the WNBA comes from celebrating emerging talents, not downplaying them. In a time when the commissioner appeared aimless, it was Candace who provided the vision, the voice, and the fiery spirit that the league so desperately craved.
Has grown so much, and it's just been amazing to watch. When you put it on television, the numbers don't lie, and visibility matters. Being able to have slots on ABC and ESPN. I know a couple years ago was the first time that the NCAA tournament was put on ABC, and we saw what the viewership looked like. So just looking at the growth of the league, the style of play. Now there's, being expansion teams and all that stuff. So as a fan, as a lover of the WNBA, I'm excited.
It's astonishing to me because I constantly get asked if I feel any resentment about where the WNBA stands today, Parker explained, with a clarity and wisdom that make you wonder why she isn't at the helm of the entire league herself. My mission was to leave the game better than I found it. Do I think Cheryl Miller resents that I had a league to play in? She's been a mentor, supportive and loving. And now, I'm doing the same for Caitlin Clark and all the women in the WNBA. Can you hear that? That's the voice of a true leader. Someone who genuinely grasps what the WNBA truly stands for, what it embodies, and what it needs to continue flourishing. This stands in stark contrast to the approach we've seen from Cathy Engelbert. Parker's words radiate genuine passion and an unwavering dedication to uplifting others, embodying the mentorship and progress that the league desperately needs to soar to new heights.
Like Candace Parker, look, you shouldn't feel that way. The same way she brought up the idea of Cheryl Miller supporting her, that's how everybody should be. But it's more so of they want to paint the narrative that it's a white and black thing going on. And now that toxic energy is spilling over to people who don't even watch the games. So now they feel like they are a part of the league just because they know or feel like they know what's going on with the race thing. Like, cut it.
Let's pause to examine Cathy Engelbert's recent actions because she's been making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Recall that odd comment she made about Caitlin Clark possibly getting injured. When asked about the Clark phenomenon, Engelbert struggled to properly acknowledge the talented rookie, quickly shifting her focus to other players. "No league's ever about one player," she said, then added what can only be described as a tone-deaf remark. "That player could get hurt or whatever. Are you kidding me? Your league's biggest star, someone who's drawn millions of new viewers, casually suggests she might get injured." Such a comment reveals a troubling lack of awareness and leadership, leaving fans frustrated and confused. And it only gets worse. When directly questioned about the racist and toxic behavior aimed at players like Caitlin Clark, Engelbert completely bungled her response. Instead of taking a clear and firm stance against racism, misogyny, and harassment, she offered a vague comment about rivalry being good for the league. The WNBA Players Association publicly criticized her for not addressing these serious issues their players are facing. This is the leader meant to spearhead women's basketball into the future. The commissioner's role is to protect and promote the league's top talent, yet her actions, or lack thereof, fail to inspire confidence or respect.
When questioned about the racism and sexism some of the players in the W were facing, she compared it to the Magic Johnson-Larry Bird rivalry as no big deal. Actually something that the league wanted to
contrast it with Candace Parker's true embodiment of leadership and mentorship. When Stephen A. Smith asked about the frustrations some veteran players might be experiencing, Parker didn't shy away or make excuses. Instead, she responded with conviction and purpose. "Keep it about basketball," that's all she said. Those 5 simple words encapsulate a powerful philosophy, emphasizing the importance of the sport and its integrity over distractions or controversy. Parker stressed that when the league remains focused on the game, its growth becomes authentic and meaningful. "That's my thing," she affirmed. "When we do that, we can truly develop the league and what it stands for." Her message is crystal clear: prioritize basketball, the players, and the competition. While Cathy Engelbert has made questionable remarks about injuries and failed to address critical issues like racism and toxicity, Parker centers her focus on what genuinely matters: the sport and the players' experiences. She added, "Rivalry and conversation are important, but I want to keep them within the lines of the game. That's what's most important." Parker's approach recognizes that excitement, drama, and compelling storylines can thrive without spiraling into toxicity or chaos. Her emphasis on integrity, focus, and respect for the game offers a blueprint for effective leadership, one that can elevate the league to new heights. In stark contrast to Engelbert's missteps and awkward responses, Parker exemplifies the leadership style that inspires trust, unity, and growth, exactly what the WNBA needs to move forward with confidence.
Everybody has a Twitter finger. Everybody can have reach to, the WNBA and make comments. But really the key is let's keep it about basketball. That's my thing. And when we do that, then we're able to really grow the game and what it represents. There are some talented players that have been in this league, but now, because of visibility, listen, I still know the Dominique Wilkins. I still know, all of those players, the Dr. J's and all that stuff. I don't think they're not salty that MJ came along and grew the game. I mean, that's what it is. And so I think that the WNBA as a whole is in an amazing place. Now it's about business to me. It's about taking care of business and making sure. I would like to see, and I'll say this in the CBA, I would like to see more roster spots because we can't have 11 or 12 women on a team. You gotta lean into the player growth and player.
What makes this moment even more powerful is Stephen A. Smith's immediate recognition of Candace Parker's perspective. As one of Caitlin Clark's strongest advocates since her debut in the league, Smith clearly understood the depth and importance of Parker's message. His reaction during their discussion demonstrated that he truly gets it. He understands exactly what the WNBA needs at this pivotal time. For months, Smith has been emphasizing how vital Caitlin Clark is to the league's growth and success. Meanwhile, he's watched Cathy Engelbert fumble through interview, unable to properly acknowledge Clark's incredible influence. When Smith sits across from Candace Parker and hears her speak with such insight and authentic support for the next generation of players, it's clear he's thinking what many fans are feeling. Why isn't this woman leading the league? Parker's wisdom highlights her leadership qualities and underscores the kind of vision and clarity that the league desperately needs to thrive. Her voice represents authentic guidance, inspiring confidence and paving the way for true progression in women's basketball.
Merchandise sales were also up 450% for the WNBA, according to Fanatics, and Clark was the top-selling player and is fifth among athletes across all sports. Fanatics also reported a 100% increase in sales for WNBA-specific merchandise. It started with Caitlin Clark. And so now that we know all of this, and we've known that for months, now we get to turn around and look and see what exactly is it that the league will do knowing that she's out for the next 2 weeks.
The reaction to Candace Parker's powerful comments has sparked a wave of praise across social media platforms. Fans are celebrating her as a beacon of authentic leadership, with many posting sentiments like, "Finally, someone with common sense," and "This is what true leadership looks like." Her appearance on First Take has become a rallying cry for supporters frustrated with the league's current trajectory. For months, fans have voiced dissatisfaction with Commissioner Cathy Engelbert's leadership, criticizing her for downplaying Caitlin Clark's influence, mishandling critical issues like racism and toxicity, and seeming disconnected from what the league truly needs to evolve. In stark contrast, Parker, who retired just before Clark's rookie season, has consistently championed the next generation with grace, insight, and heartfelt enthusiasm. While Engelbert appears more focused on spreading credit and maintaining the status quo, Parker exemplifies a leadership style centered on development, upliftment, and fostering future stars. Her stance underscores the vital importance of cultivating a league culture rooted in progress, unity, and a forward-looking vision for women's basketball.
Happening. Tell us what happened. Tell us when it happened. Tell us the measures that you plan to put in place to stop this from happening. Put a name on it, Cathy. You come out and talk to the league. You come out and talk to the media. You come out and talk to the fans about what's going on.
Candace Parker sees something that Cathy Engelbert seems to overlook. Caitlin Clark is not merely another talented athlete. She is a once-in-a-generation superstar who has significantly boosted the visibility and popularity of women's basketball. Parker understands this deeply because she was once that transformative figure herself. When she entered the league in 2008, she made history as the first player to win both Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same season. She bore the heavy burden of high expectations and knew firsthand what it meant to be a face of the league. That's precisely why her comments about Caitlin Clark resonate so profoundly. They stem from personal experience and genuine respect. Parker's insights are rooted in understanding the magnitude of Clark's impact and the importance of nurturing such extraordinary talent.
Her Twitter private. She hasn't proven or provided evidence that she was at the game yesterday. People who barely watch basketball or grift for engagement picked up on it and it blew up. There's yet to be any video evidence.
Let's also examine the charter flight controversy, which starkly highlights the fundamental difference between Candace Parker's leadership approach and Cathy Engelbert's style. According to Parker, the announcement of the WNBA's $50 million commitment to provide chartered flights was made on the very day she announced her retirement. After posting her heartfelt farewell and shedding tears, Engelbert took that moment to spotlight the league's new policy, championing chartered flights for all players. Some might dismiss this as mere coincidence or poor timing, but Parker's frustration reveals a deeper disconnect. It underscores how Engelbert's leadership often feels out of touch with the players, those who have dedicated years to building the league's success. Parker devoted 16 years of her life risking physical injury, winning championships, and elevating women's basketball. For the league to unveil such a significant improvement in player conditions right as a legendary star bids, farewell seems misaligned and sends a troubling message. Priorities and timing are off. Whether intentional or not, this approach reflects poorly on league leadership, suggesting a focus on optics over genuine acknowledgement and appreciation for those who laid the foundation. Parker's perspective emphasizes the need for authentic recognition and respectful timing, hallmarks of true leadership.
Yeah, the day I retired, I said, this
Literally.
bullshit. This has got to be on some bullshit. They said chartered flight. Like, literally, I pressed send on the little retirement post, shed a little tear, and then Cathy Engelbert want to come out and be like, chartered flights for the whole league. I said,
Yeah.
anywho, but I'm happy for y'all. I am. I'm happy. No, but it shows, and that's the thing is like the player experience
means something.
It means so much because when you are taken care of and all you have to think of is this, and it's just easier, you play better because that's all you have.
When Candace Parker speaks about the WNBA, she demonstrates a profound understanding of the delicate balance between honoring the league's rich history and celebrating its rising stars who are taking the game to unprecedented heights. She doesn't perceive Caitlin Clark's emergence as a threat to her legacy. Instead, she sees it as a testament to the hard-won progress and dedication of her generation. I remember tuning in when Kevin Durant went head-to-head with Russell Westbrook, and they bumped shoulders. Everyone watched, Parker explained, emphasizing how rivalries and compelling narratives serve to elevate viewership and engagement. However, she underscores what truly matters. "I want to keep it within the lines of the game," she stated, embodying authentic leadership. Her approach proves that excitement and intense competition can thrive without tipping into toxicity or social media chaos, fostering a league culture rooted in respect, integrity, and the pure love of basketball.
Free is super important. I think conversation is super important. You know, I tuned in when Kevin Durant went back and played Russell Westbrook and they bumped shoulders and everybody was tuned in, but I want to keep it within the lines of the game. And I think that's what's the most important.
Let's be honest about the situation. When a retired player demonstrates stronger leadership, better communication, and a clearer understanding of what the league truly needs than the current commissioner, it signals a serious problem. When fans are openly suggesting that this retired player should step into the commissioner's role, it highlights a crisis in leadership. Cathy Engelbert's tenure has been marred by missed opportunities, ineffective messaging, and a seeming inability to fully support and elevate the league's biggest stars. She has had multiple chances to show strong, decisive leadership, particularly on critical issues like racism and player safety, but has repeatedly fallen short. In stark contrast, Candace Parker has exemplified what authentic leadership really looks like. She has demonstrated vision, integrity, and a moral compass that the league is desperately crying out for right now. Her actions and words serve as a blueprint for what effective, inspiring leadership should be, something the league needs to embrace wholeheartedly.
All the fans, the WNBA fans, the black women, get used to everyone talking about Caitlin Clark until she retires. And then after she retires, she's still gonna be talked about. Because we never seen nothing like her. So get used to it. You can keep bringing up the fans, you can keep bringing up pathetic stuff, you can keep bringing up non-irrelevant stuff that nobody cares about. Y'all can keep bringing that because y'all gonna keep bringing up color, race. If this was any other sport, I'm telling you now, they would not care. I don't care if you blue, purple, orange, yellow, they don't care. They're gonna talk about you. But get used to everyone talking about Caitlin Clark until she retires.
Candace Parker has demonstrated a profound understanding of this delicate balance. Her approach to nurturing emerging stars like Caitlin Clark, while honoring the veterans who paved the way, embodies the leadership the league truly needs. Her emphasis on keeping the game focused on basketball, combined with her awareness of the broader cultural conversations surrounding the sport, exemplifies the nuanced, forward-thinking leadership required during this transformative moment for the WNBA.
The crucial question now is whether league ownership and the board will recognize what fans already see, that the WNBA deserves leadership equal to the incredible talent and potential of its players. Candace Parker has set a powerful example of effective leadership marked by integrity, vision, and respect. The ball is now in the league's court. The responsibility to act rests with those in charge.
The players, fans, and future stars like Caitlin Clark all deserve leadership that protects, elevates, and celebrates their contributions. Parker has clearly shown the way forward. Now, the question is whether the WNBA will be wise enough to listen and take action. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and subscribe. See you in the next one.